for Jorge Arce to incur a cut over the right eye. On the undercard of one of the Pacquiao Morales fights here last year, Arce and Hussein of Australia fought a blood-curdlingly violent fight in which Jorge bled from start to finish and won, ultimately by TKO. So as Larry says, he's no stranger to fighting with blood on him and eventually blood on the opponent.
You wonder if Arce isn't doing Alvarez a favor by not pressing the action. Alvarez is almost 36. He had difficulty making the weight, which indicates that training may not have gone well.
Well, it suggests that maybe Arce has questions about his own condition, and he's known to party and have a good time, that's for sure. Or perhaps he has a certain respect for the fact that Alvarez weighs 115, or weighed in at 115, outweighed him by 4 pounds yesterday, which could create at least a small power differential at this level of weight.
See, when you have to lose weight, it's always easier to get cut because you don't have that liquid to help you, that weight to help you. So it's easier to get cut. And this is what most boxers have to go through, especially when they have to lose weight.
Not just the cutting, but the swelling too, right, Lennox?
Yeah, definitely the swelling.
Yeah, because last month here, or a month and a half ago here in Las Vegas, when Fernando Vargas fought Shane Mosley, many people wondered, you know, there was violence on both sides in the fight. Why did Vargas's eye swell so badly? Well, Vargas was the one who had to lose 40 or 45 pounds to get ready for the fight. And Shane Mosley is a gym rat whose skin will never change, right?
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, some guys don't prepare for it because they need to get hits. You know, sometimes when it comes down to the last 4 weeks before a fight, some boxers don't like to spar, which they should, because what happens, they get their face used to getting punched.
And now, Larry, Arce begins to open up just a little bit more, trying to apply a little bit more pressure in the fight, but Alvarez has been very skilled so far and has landed some good, solid shots when Arce throws. Good left hook by Arce. Comes back with a left hook to the body. Now Arce really beginning to let his hands go as he backs Alvarez up against the ropes.
Alvarez is showing some good defense. He's not getting hit with no silly punches, which is good.
Right there, where he's blocking some of those or only letting them graze him. His 15th year as a professional for Alvarez.
Good fight. Both guys throwing consistently, and both guys.
Everything is fine. We're fine. We're just having fun here. We're gonna win. Don't worry about a thing.
I think Arce feels he can narrate the fight as he fights it.
Well, Larry wondered when Arce was going to open up and put pressure on Alvarez, and he responded by throwing 117 punches in the second round, landing 29. Alvarez, a more measured pace, 35 out of 81, 156 combined power shots in the round. 35 out of 81 shows you that Alvarez is very accurate and is picking his spots well and carefully against the more aggressive Arce, at least in the latter part of the second round. Good right hand over the top by Jorge Arce. And a left hook upstairs by Arce. He's starting to back Alvarez up more and more. Right hand lands for Arce. Alvarez with a right hand over the top. Body shot lands for Arce. Alvarez with a right to the body. Arce comes back with a 4-punch flurry and hammers Alvarez with that left hook to the body. Lennox, I've decided that if I can have one weapon in my next life to help me toward greater advantages in my existence, it would be the left hook to the body. I believe you'll win more fights and persuade more people with that punch than any other.
I know some people would probably want to pick the right hand.
Well, the right hand's a bigger factor in the heavyweight division, that's for sure.
Definitely.
But I'm no heavyweight. Round 3 of a scheduled 12, and Jorge Arce and Rosendo Alvarez are beginning to trade willy-nilly, as we expected was going to be the case.
Arce trying to impose his youth and his strength on Alvarez.
Left hook to the body.
Arce throws a good left hook. There's some good conviction behind that left hook, especially when he throws it and he kind of swoops it around.
Yeah, he's got power on his left hook. And his power is rising as the fight goes on.
He's got good leverage in his punches. It's like slamming the door when he throws that left hook.
They are talking to each other. They are taunting. They are insulting each other. This is a grudge match. Solid right hand by Alvarez. And Arce walked right through it.
I thought it lifted his right leg off the canvas for a moment, but he comes right back.
And drives Alvarez back toward the corner with a series of power shots. And Alvarez seems to be having increasing difficulty handling Arce's, as you said, Lennox, that heavily leveraged left hook.
And for some reason, Alvarez is smiling through all of that.
Larry, would you say, well, let's get to this later. First of all, 3 rounds in, the beginning of the 4th round of a terrific fight so far between Arce and Alvarez. And Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Jorge El Travieso Arce. Jim, in round 1, I thought Rosendo Alvarez did a nice job. You know, landed some real good shots, but in rounds 2 and 3, Arce really picked it up, drove Alvarez into the ropes, kept the pressure on, landed the hardest shots. Now, as to the cut over Arce's right eye, Vic Draculich never said that it was a headbutt. If that cut gets worse, Arce loses on a TKO.
No, indeed, the Nevada State Athletic Commission put up a sign saying that the cut was caused by a punch. Arce, and our replay confirmed that, and Arce threw more than 120 punches in the 2nd round, more than 130 punches in the 3rd round, and once again they are letting their hands go freely here in the 4th. Lennox, you agree with Harold that Arce is controlling the fight so far?
Yeah, he's definitely controlling the fight. He's throwing in a lot more punches, but is he being effective? This is what we have to see, because right now Alvarez is looking good. He's not getting hit with too many punches, which is great, but he's definitely answering when it comes to punches.
Landed a flush right hand there. Now as we watch them continue to fight and insult and taunt each other, Arce's making a lot of noise in there. Larry, off your interview with Floyd Mayweather, would you say that the world's best fighter is becoming more adept at saying the right things and being fan-friendly?
I think in his 10th year as a pro, he really has started to get it. That it's not only what you do in the ring, although obviously that's the most important thing. It's how you communicate with the public through the media, how you conduct your life, and make sure that the headlines are about what happens in the ring and not outside the ring. And I think he feels that he had to pay a lot of dues to win the unofficial title of best fighter in the world pound for pound, and he sort of seems a little bit more responsible about it all now.
And between rounds, we expect to hear Larry talking to Zab Judah, the opponent for Floyd Mayweather Jr. tonight. Incidentally, one of our cameramen on the ring apron, the very great Luis Vasquez, speaks Spanish. And he tells us that what Arce is repeatedly saying to Alvarez in there is that Arce's girlfriend hits him harder than Alvarez does. Over and over.